What's up guys, V here, and in today's video we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Gamdias line of products. So they ended up sending me their Neso P1 case in black, their all-in-one cooler. It has that little screen right there, a bunch of not Chi 1 fans, I forgot the name of the fans, but a bunch of those fans that you see there. And they sent me the Helios 1000G power supply. So in this video, we're just gonna go ahead and talk about their products, what I think about them, and what I'd like to see improved on their products. And of course, if you should even consider buying them. So stay tuned, let's go ahead and dive right in. So first things first, let's go ahead and talk about the design and some of the features of these products. I guess I'm moving the whole table. So one thing I noticed right out of the box, and this kind of took me by surprise because I've never seen something like it, is the shape of the case. So the front of this case is angled, and it's not a rectangle, it's more of a, what's it called, trapezoid? Something like that. I thought that was pretty cool. It gives you a little bit of a better viewing angle when the PC is to your right on the desk, which is really nice. The next thing I noticed on this case is the panel designs. So they're not typical mesh. They have this interesting looking design, kind of like the Hype brand cases. And I like how they incorporated that all throughout the case. You got it on the bottom, the top, the back, and it just looks really good. And it looks like a finished product, if that makes sense. Another really cool feature about this case, it is quite modular. You can move the feet to the back of the case, and you can flip the case and have it on your desk in a different way. So that's pretty cool. I don't know how many of you would actually do it, but I personally prefer a case to be in this orientation. So to me, it's not that big of a deal, but it is nice to have that option in case you want to move the PC elsewhere. The other part of the modularity, if that's a word, is the PCIe slots back here can actually be rotated, and that's really cool if you want to have a built-in vertical mount for your GPU. All you would need to provide is the PCIe extension cable. So there's that. The other thing I really like about this case is once you take this cover off, the radiator fits up here so you don't see it from the side of the case. I like to hide my radiator in all my cases. So that was a nice feature for me personally. For you, it might not matter. But again, it's nice to have options. And one of the final things I absolutely love about this case is the ease of building in it. There's lots of space for cable management, tons of room for big GPUs, motherboards, and just all your parts, fans, everything that goes into this PC build. Which takes me on to my next part on things I'd like to see improved in the future. So the first one isn't completely necessary, but I would love to see a removable bracket on those side fans. Other thing I'd love to see improved is the bracket up top for the fans to be able to be moved more, just because as you can see in my build, I put the tubes back here and I can't have a fan back here now. So I would love to be able to just move it a little bit just to have enough space for a standard fan back here. And one of the final things that I didn't really like about this case, and I would love to see an improvement, is the lack of holes or grommets right next to the side fans. I would love to see little slots over there or something, just so you can hide the fan cables a little better, because the other option would be to just run them straight through and into these big grommets, and depending how many cables your fans have, you'd get to see all those cables inside of your case, and that's just not really nice to look at least in my opinion. I don't know how you feel about it. That's how I feel about it. And with that, we can talk about the fans a little bit. So the fans, I am sort of on the fence about. On the one hand, they are beautiful fans and I absolutely love their overall design and just aesthetic. They look really good. If you turn the RGBs off, you can't even tell where the RGBs would be. So they are pure black fans for a very nice stealthy build. But on the other side of things, this little remote and the overall connections for these fans and stuff just feel, I don't know how to say it, but it's a lack of innovation. It's just a little remote. And of course I put the motherboard sync on, so I don't need the remote anymore, but I'm scared to lose the remote because what if it unsyncs from the motherboard and then I want to switch it? You know what I mean? It's just a hassle. They have their own software for the all-in-one cooler. I don't see why they couldn't just integrate a different controller for their fans that connect to the USB, sort of like Leon Lee fans and all those other fans out there that are doing that. However, they are priced accordingly. Is that how you say that? And you know, they work. They're very good fans. They're not very loud once you sync them to the motherboard. Before you sync them to the motherboard, no matter how low of a speed you put on this remote, they are still quite loud. So I synced them to the motherboard instantly. And then as you can see, I know I could have plugged all of these fans into one controller, but you know me and my two-tone look, of course, my personal favorite, the light blue and the salmon color, whatever it is. So of course I had to do that. So I used 2 of their controllers. That works great. And yeah, so that's all I really got to say about the fans. They are great fans. If you're looking for really nice fans, I highly recommend them. Just sync them to your motherboard. Don't lose the controller because I don't know what happens then if they unsync, but very worth it in my opinion. Now, since we were talking about the all-in-one cooler already, it's a nice cooler and overall very quiet, works great. It does have a PWM pump, which is inline. The screen is nice, a little bit of customizability with the screen, but it's not a typical screen like NZXT screens or, you know, other screens out there like the MSI screen. So you can't upload an image, you can't change what it really shows. They give you some presets and you can turn them on or off, and that's it. It is nice as an entry-level screen for someone just looking to show their temp. It's quite nice. I actually, on my NZXT one, 99% of the time, I have just the temp and the GPU temp. So overall, it looks like it's a quality piece, just not as much customizability. Now, the power supply is a power supply. There isn't much I could really say about a power supply. I'm not a professional on power supplies. It's so far a great power supply. I haven't had any problems with it. So it works great and I have zero issue recommending it. Overall, I have no issue recommending Gamdias products. They make some solid stuff as you've seen here. Everything is priced very well. But yeah, again, let me know what you guys think and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.